I'm Lewis, Executive Director, Yukon Mining Alliance. We're responsible for Invest Yukon, which is the collaborative marketing brand to promote 20 explorers, developers, and producers in the territory. We work collaboratively with the government of Yukon to connect directly with investors, share updates on infrastructure, permitting, and project development. Well, it's an exciting time for the Yukon. We had really exciting periods throughout COVID. One of the great things is that we saw all three of our mines go into active production, commercial production. So Yukon now has 3 operating mines, the Minto Metals Corp, which is a copper gold, Victoria Gold, which is obviously a gold company, and then Alexa Resources, a primary silver with lead zinc. That was a pretty substantive milestone for the Yukon to have all 3 now back in production. And then we saw projects really advance along the pipeline. Exciting stories with Banyan Gold and their Ormac project and all the infrastructure related to it. White Gold and a huge number of other ones that just had really big programs. And then we are certainly ramping up for an exciting 2022 season. Back to in-person, we're so excited for that. One of the things that was really advantageous for us is we've been pretty forward-leaning on some of the digital stuff even prior to COVID. So we were well positioned to do virtual out of the gate. We were really excited to pivot and host virtual property tours and feature those during COVID. But we are just about to announce the dates of our 2022 property tours. So we'll invite investors, media, analysts, and newsletter writers back to the territory. We'll feature 8 site tours and host an all-day conference in the historic Dawson City. That's really our flagship project with, of course, the government of Yukon and all the industry companies. And of course, we work with supply service sector to highlight the partnerships they have there. So I think that's probably the big piece, is welcoming everyone back to the territory to get on the ground. Yukon has a number of competitive advantages. I think the first one that people always think about is the Klondike Gold Rush. That historic gold rush of 1898 really set the foundation for a mining industry that has been there for a long time now. So it established our road networks. It's pivotal in our relationships with the Indigenous communities, Yukon First Nations, and really defining how ESG moves forward for the territory. ESG has been at the foundation of how we operate in Yukon for a very long time. It's great that investors are looking at it from that perspective now, and we're seeing more involvement from that. The geology always, for Yukon, we are a big region, still largely underexplored. So we're seeing lots of discoveries, new targets, and new rushes in different commodities as the area gets increasing exploration and an expanded exploration season. So I think a lot of people sometimes believe that exploration in the north only happens for 3 or 4 months in our 24 hours of daylight. But for example, we've had companies start drilling in January and February and continue all the way until the Christmas break so that everyone can get a chance to go home. So with that kind of increasing opportunity, I think we're seeing even more opportunities for the companies on those 2 pieces. The award is the Women in Mining Canada Trailblazer Award. It was just recently announced here at the end of March, and it's for some of the innovative work that we've done through Yukon Mining Alliance in terms of connecting people. It's a real honor to be recognized by Women in Mining Canada, and just all the champions and allies. A big congratulations. There are an Indigenous Trailblazer and a number of student ones as well. And it's just really exciting to see equity, diversity, and inclusion really being threaded through all of the parts of our industry. I've been in the industry now about 15 years, and you can see these changes, and people are so progressive and so excited to have these conversations and to support greater inclusion. So I'm very honored. I am so excited to be back on the ground here with One-to-One. The meetings and the connections here are always exceptional. We love this format. There's nothing that beats that face-to-face. We know that this industry is built on relationships. We are not a very big industry, so sometimes it does feel like a family. I've desperately missed my family being locked up with COVID, but really, really great to be here, and One-to-One always hosts a wonderful show.